Alright, we made another trip out there to Hurley, Missouri to go out to All In Bamboo Farm, and they were really awesome dudes and just totally hooked us up, and we got at least 10 different kinds here. I'm gonna have to go through the list and see what different kinds they have, but just got, I mean, these are really big pots and already really vibrant and growing really healthily and stuff, and got a bunch of different varieties of them. We're gonna end up clearing out sections out here on the farm and growing bamboo groves, and also use it up here at the front for privacy and everything else. So we'll kind of work on getting some spots selected where we're going to plant them here over the next week or two and get these sun guns in the ground, and it just should really start taking off here the next couple years. I've got multiple reasons that I'm going to be planting bamboo all over the property out here. One is it makes a really great privacy screen. Two, it's a great source of wood for building with and using for crafts and trellises and things like that. Three, it's a valuable food source in the springtime when it sends up shoots, which are edible and nutritious and have protein and amino acids and vitamins and stuff in them. Four, I can use it as animal fodder. And five, I'd like to be able to eventually make nursery pots just like those off my patch, just by cutting out chunks and transplanting them into pots, and therefore helping other people locally and maybe even people who are far away be able to get their own bamboo plants started. All bamboo is sun loving as far as I know, so I've only got a few cleared portions on the land. I'm up here at the front right now, and this is where I had to go through and clear a 30-foot wide swath for running the power back here. And so I've got a big open area in the forest canopy, and so that makes it a good option for planting some bamboo and getting a good head start back here. In selecting a site, my primary concern is just the availability of sunlight. And since this is one of the most cleared areas on the property, I'm going to plant it here. Another concern is availability of water, and since I got that rain barrel over there, I generally have 200 gallons or so on hand, so just in case we run into a dry period here before it gets established, I'll be able to water it. So I actually planted one start right there last year, and I'm pretty sure that's going to make it. And then there's another one down there by that oak tree, and it's also probably going to make it. So I'm going to try to just fill in some of the gaps, and that way here in the next 4 or 5 years the canopy should reestablish with bamboo. So here I've got an open patch of soil, and I've run the pigs through here a couple times already, and they've worked a lot of the rocks out of it, but it still is really rocky soil. Chances are I'm just going to be getting the topsoil, just the little 6 inches or whatever that we have with this shovel, and then I'm going to have to switch over to the rock bar and work those rocks out of there. One thing that's very critical with bamboo is you don't want to plant it too deep. You don't want to bury a bunch of dirt and stuff on top of the top of the plant right here, because you'll end up suffocating it. So I went ahead and just pulled this sucker out of the pot that I had it in, and it looks like the rhizomes and roots are running all the way up, all the way to the bottom of this little section of soil here. So I'm just going to make my hole this deep right here. I guess it's about 12 inches and not any deeper than that. Okay, I've got the hole dug to where the top of the root ball is really just about level with the top of the soil. Now I'm going to take 5 gallons of water and fill this hole up and let it soak in, and then I'll put the plant in and throw another 5 gallons on top of it. This water is really just to ensure that the bamboo has enough water and moisture to get established in the next couple weeks if it doesn't rain. This will make sure that it doesn't get any kind of transplant shock, or at least minimize the effect of transplant shock. So I'm going to let that soak in for a minute, and then I'll go ahead and pop the plant in there. Now I'm going to actually dump 3 or 4 more gallons all over that root ball and make sure that it's just sitting in a pool of water. And I'm going to let that soak in, and then I'm going to fill all the way around it with this dirt. So we got this one planted, and went ahead and put the topsoil all around it, being very mindful again not to smother the root ball, because that's a very crucial thing. I believe this is yellow groove bamboo, which not only has edible shoots but grows to a remarkable size of, I think, 35 feet or 30 feet. Now, all these bamboo types that I'm planting out here on the farm are running bamboos as opposed to clumping bamboos. Running bamboos are going to spread out every year, and gradually your patch is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, whereas clumping bamboos just kind of stay in one spot and don't really spread. So these bamboos are considered invasive because if you don't use some kind of methods to keep them contained, they're going to spread to every available point. You know, as long as there's light and soil, they're going to try to go there. So I'm not actually going to use any containing methods for root pruning and stuff just yet. I'm going to wait till about year 2 or 3 when the patches start expanding, and then use the natural boundaries of where the patch is going already, and try to create some more natural looking curves and stuff for trimming the rhizomes and root pruning and stuff like that, to try to keep them a little bit more contained. Because when I'm planting them right now, we're only about like 20 feet away from where my existing road is, and so you definitely don't want that stuff growing up in the road. You know, for obvious reasons, you're going to crash into it, but also if it starts growing up and you cut it down, you're just going to make really sharp spikes and stuff that'll pop your tires. So once it starts creeping that way, I'm going to eventually put some type of a control method along the road there and keep it from going there. As far as on the other end, it's pretty much probably going to be controlled from expanding by the existing forest canopy, which is going to shade it out, and it's probably not going to spread too much in that direction. But I would like to eventually go through here at the front of the property and sequentially go through and trim the trees out and thin them out, and make some more space for the bamboo to expand, and use the wood for, you know, whether it's growing mushrooms or making garden beds or, you know, building outdoor structures and stuff. But like I said, since it's going to take 3 or 4 years for this stuff to really get going, not really going to worry about expanding just yet. Right now, what I'm going to do is go through along this line where the edge of the forest is, where I've cleared everything from there over to here, and I'm just going to space out my pots on about 10 or 15 foot centers, and these are all mostly different species. I got 3 or 4 of the same kind, but I'm not really worried about intermixing, and I'm just going to kind of space them out through here and go along, so that here in the next 5 years or so they should make a good boundary wall, and I'll just have a whole grove of bamboo all along this side of the road. I got 6 plants planted today, and that's about half of them. So as you're coming in here, you just enter it into the farm. There's the main road back there. You just kind of turn around this corner, boom, instantly, hopefully, you're going to be in a bamboo grove. I got them here, I got one over there, and I got the black bamboo planted there. I got it planted all the way back over there, you know. So hopefully this will fill in here, and like I'm saying, about 5 or 6 years, and that'll be nice. And I'm going to also go ahead and cut those trees back, you know, here in the next year or 2. Once I have mushroom spawn and stuff set up, then I'll start cutting more trees down, because as it is right now, all the trees that I'm cutting down, I haven't been able to really properly utilize them, and they've just been either going to firewood or going to make log beds like this. And I think that's just kind of a waste, because I could be harvesting edible mushrooms off of these, and medicinal mushrooms and stuff. So I'm gonna wait to trim all that back and hopefully push the bamboo back that way, which is towards one of the neighbor's property. But so got these all planted, used up about, I don't know, 30 gallons of water or so. One of the things that I might have messed up on this plant, which I planted last year, I think it's possible that I might have smothered it, because I put too much mulch right there on the plant itself. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to smother the root ball. You want to mulch around the plants. And that's the next step for all these plants that I just planted, is I'm going to make, I mean, like this one's already set up. See, this is what I'm going to try to get going. This this pit right here, I've been putting grass clippings and straw and leaves and stuff in for the last year or so. And so that's a big old ring of decomposing organic material, and that's going to be really easy for that bamboo to run through. And by the time it starts spreading, it's already going to be decomposing and it's going to provide a good amount of nutrients and everything that that bamboo needs to grow. So like around this one doesn't have any kind of mulching around it. I'm gonna, instead of mulching right on the surface of the plant, I'm gonna, you know, basically go from that hole where I dug out and put probably a 5 foot diameter ring all the way around it. And that'll just provide a really good fertile soil, and already broken up and everything, and kind of soft for that bamboo to run through, because I want this stuff to spread as fast as possible. So another thing that I'm going to run into in the near future is the bamboo. I've planted some there and there, and here's my power pole. Okay, and I kind of set that up as a temporary power pole, so that's not really a big deal. As you can see here, here's the main, there's the high voltage electricity coming in, and then there's a transformer. And with the local electric provider, these guys will go 300 foot from the road, as in they'll run, their main lines are over there running across the road, and they'll run 300 foot back onto your property, as long as you have a wide enough swath cleared for them to run their lines. And their code is 30 foot. But as you can see, they kind of, you know, I cleared this 30 foot swath here thinking they were going to come right through here, but they kind of came close to some of these. I mean, look, those trees there are only like 5 or 6 feet away from the power lines. So what I'm intending to do, because I'm going to be building back that away, is I'm going to clear another swath right through here where it's mostly just oaks, and they're all, you know, they're kind of growing crooked and they're not that valuable to me. So I'm going to clear another swath going this way, and then hook back that way, which is back there where my brother's putting his shop, and then I've got a little shed going up back there. So I'm going to try to clear a swath through here this year. I mean, I'd like to do it before it gets real hot in the spring and summer and stuff, but it may be longer than that. You never know. So right now, my main priority is just getting everything that I've already cut down to regrow. And so that's why I'm planting the bamboo.